You wake up, and before the coffee is even ready, your hands are already straightening something. A cushion that was slightly off-center. A cup left on the wrong side of the counter. A towel hanging just a little unevenly on the rack. Most people would walk right past all of it without a second thought. You cannot. And when someone asks why you clean so much, the answer you give is usually something simple, like it just bothers me or I like things tidy. But the real answer runs much deeper than that. And psychology has been studying people like you for decades, trying to understand what is actually happening beneath the surface of the mop and the spray bottle and the perfectly aligned cushions. Daily cleaning is not a habit. For the people who do it consistently, compulsively, and with genuine discomfort when it does not happen, it is a regulation strategy. Your brain is using the external environment to manage something happening internally. And once you understand what that something actually is, the way you see yourself and your relationship with your home will never quite be the same. The first thing researchers found is that cleaning activates what neuroscientists call the behavioral activation system. This is the part of your brain that responds to achievable goals with a release of dopamine. When your environment is in a state of visible disorder, your brain registers it as an unresolved problem sitting directly in front of you. The moment you begin to address it, your brain starts releasing small amounts of dopamine in anticipation of completion. The act of cleaning is neurologically similar to solving a puzzle. It has a beginning, a deliberate process, and a visible, satisfying end. For people whose internal emotional world often feels complicated, unresolvable, or outside their control, cleaning offers something genuinely rare. A problem that can actually be finished. A situation that responds to your effort. An environment that does what you ask it to do. Psychologist Daryl Bem's research on self-perception theory found that people form beliefs about themselves partly by observing their own behavior over time. When you clean your home, you are not just tidying a space. You are telling yourself something important. That you have control. That you are capable. That you can take something that was disordered and make it right again. For people who grew up in environments where chaos was unpredictable and control was consistently limited, this daily ritual is not obsessive behavior that needs to be corrected. It is restorative behavior that needs to be understood. It is the one domain in their life where the outcome is entirely within their own hands, and always has been. There is also what researchers call the broken windows effect, a concept originally studied in urban environments by James Wilson and George Kelling. They found that visible disorder, even very minor disorder, sends a consistent psychological signal that things are declining and out of control. Your brain reads a dirty counter or an unmade bed not as a neutral inconvenience you can simply ignore, but as a low-level threat signal that registers in your nervous system before your conscious mind even has a chance to evaluate it. For people with highly sensitive nervous systems, that signal is significantly louder and more persistent than it is for others. The discomfort you feel when your space is messy is not irrational, and it is not excessive. It is your nervous system accurately reporting that something in your environment is registering as wrong, and it will keep reporting it until the problem is addressed. But here's the layer that most people never reach when they think about this pattern in themselves. Research on anxiety and control-seeking behavior consistently shows that people who clean daily are often managing something that has nothing at all to do with dirt or dust or disorder. They are managing uncertainty. When something in your life feels unclear, unresolved, or genuinely outside your control, the impulse to clean intensifies. A difficult conversation you have been avoiding for days. A decision you have not been able to make yet. A relationship that feels unsteady or undefined. A future that refuses to show you what it looks like. Your hands find the mop and the counter and the shelf because your brain is urgently searching for something it can actually fix right now. The home becomes a proxy for all the things in life that refuse to be so easily resolved. And every clean surface is a small temporary answer to an anxiety that is actually asking a much bigger question. Psychologist Paul Rosen at the University of Pennsylvania spent years studying disgust and contamination sensitivity and found something that connects deeply to this. People who score high on sensitivity to disorder also tend to score high on emotional sensitivity overall. The same nervous system that registers a misaligned cushion as genuinely disturbing is often the exact same nervous system that registers a shift in someone's tone of voice, a subtle change in someone's mood, or an unspoken tension in a room long before anyone else in that room has noticed it. You are not simply a person who likes things clean. You are a person who feels the world at a fundamentally higher resolution than most people around you. The cleaning is just one of the more visible expressions of that sensitivity. And here's what that actually means for you. The daily cleaning is not a flaw you need to manage or explain or apologize for people who will never understand it anyway. It is a coping mechanism that your mind developed because it genuinely works. It provides structure when things feel uncertain. It provides completion when things feel perpetually unresolved. It provides a tangible and immediate sense of control when the larger and more important parts of life feel entirely uncontrollable. The problem is not that you clean every day. The problem only arrives when cleaning becomes the only way your nervous system knows how to find relief. When the mop is the only tool available for managing what is actually emotional discomfort wearing the costume of a messy kitchen. Researcher Kathleen Vohs at the University of Minnesota found in studies on environmental order that people in clean and organized spaces showed significantly higher levels of generosity, healthy eating, and clear decision-making compared to those in disordered environments. Your instinct to keep your space clean is not just a personal preference. It is actively creating the conditions in which your best thinking, your clearest decisions, and your most generous behavior become possible. You are not cleaning because something is wrong with you. You are cleaning because something in you deeply understands what your mind needs to function at its best. Understanding why you do it does not mean you have to stop. It means you can finally start giving yourself credit for the intelligence of your own coping, instead of continuing to accept the narrative that you are simply too particular, too rigid, or too much. Your home is clean because something in you deeply needs order feels safe in a world that frequently refuses to be orderly. And that need is not weakness. It is history. It is sensitivity. And in the quietest possible way, it has always been a form of strength that most people around you will never fully understand. If this sounds like you, leave a comment below. Subscribe to InnerFeels for more videos that finally explain the psychology behind the things you do every single day but never fully understood about yourself until now.